we're looking at here is probably pretty confusing to you. It was confusing to me, and I was literally there. You're gonna need some context for the journey we're about to embark on. I think we need to go back a little bit. This is Tecmo Super Bowl, an iconic football game for the Nintendo Entertainment System. It was the first game ever to feature all of the real NFL teams and players, and it's easy to take that for granted now with how ubiquitous Madden has become. But this game was a very, very big deal, and it still is to a really dedicated group of players. You don't need to know anything about Tecmo Super Bowl in order to enjoy this video, though, I promise. The game was and is such a big deal that NFL Films actually made a documentary about it back in 2012. There have been various Tecmo tournaments across the country for years now, but the creme de la creme was Tecmo Madison in Wisconsin. Tecmo Madison brought together the absolute best players from across the country. It was a couple hundred people stuffed into a bar, just grinding out this video game from the 90s. When I think about things I love to see, this is one of those things. And even with all of these Tecmo legends in one place, there is one guy who stands head and shoulders above the rest. His name is Francis Bunagel, but everybody just calls him Mort.
I think of the most improvisations. I had the new moves. I got everything. I'm going to do everything I can to win.
Mort is larger than life in this community. He's Michael Jordan, he's Tom Brady, he's Tiger Woods. Okay, he's the GOAT. And Mort has traveled all across the country just mopping the floor with fools in this game for like 2 decades. He is such a fun, quirky individual with a deep love and appreciation for this game.
That was fun. That's why I come to these things. That's why it's worth the price of admission.
Everybody genuinely loves Mort. He's the face of the Tecmo community. And he is the reason behind the event that I recently went to, Burning Mort. Burning Mort is a Tecmo-focused event that started like 10 years ago with a group of friends from North Dakota who had been traveling to Tecmo Madison. They had done that a few times, but then they decided that they wanted to do their own thing, do it completely different, and have it be back home in North Dakota. So they found the absolutely perfect location, smack dab in the middle of a forest, in a cornfield, and they never looked back. There have been local news stories about it. Sports Illustrated wrote about them one time. It's a whole thing. And Burning Mort is different because it's not a tournament, it is an experience. And I got to experience it. I'm gonna try my best to tell you as much about it as I can today. Do you have any idea what's going on yet?
I feel like I'm gathering more that it's like not as weird as we thought it was gonna be.
Well, I mean, the night is young.
Put that on the channel. That's not going on the channel.
I may need to censor and not include a few things. This is a family-friendly channel. I can't use any of this. I'm so excited to tell you guys about it. I'm gonna lose all of my ad revenue for something that happens later in this video. So let's take a very quick moment to thank this video's sponsor, and then we'll dive into the craziness. Guys, if you can believe it, I would just love to thank Helix for sponsoring this video. Helix makes premium mattresses and bedding that are customized to fit your needs and sent straight to your door for free if you live in the US. The mattress comes rolled up in a box. It's very easy to set up, only takes you a couple of minutes. Scott, come on, man. How are we supposed to know which mattress is best for us if we're shopping online? You take their short Helix sleep quiz, and they'll use those answers to match you with the perfect mattress. Jaden and I both prefer sleeping on our sides, and we like a medium firmness to our mattress, so we got matched with the Midnight Lux. It's incredible. It's the best mattress I've ever owned, but if you don't share the same preferences that we have, there's a different mattress for you. And Helix recently sent over, for our children, some pillows. They sent over a couple of their standard ones, which are incredible, but they also sent over the cooling pillows, which are out of this world. You ever like get into bed and it's a hot summer day and you're just like, ugh. You crawl into bed and you've got this cooling pillow? Oh, the boys sleep like a rock, I sleep like a rock, everybody's happy. So if you're interested in getting yourself a brand new mattress, you can go to helixsleep.com/Scott Cramer and you will save up to 30% off on select mattresses. They offer a 120-night sleep trial, they have a lifetime warranty. Guys, I say make it happen. I say now is the time to get yourself an incredible new mattress. You deserve it. Thank you to Helix for sponsoring this video and so many others. You guys are here through thick and thin. I appreciate you so much. And thank you to you guys, as always, for using my links when I have them. Helps me out a ton. Now let's get back into this very unique video. Burning Mort is a 2-day experience, and it all starts on Friday with the opening ceremonies. So my brother Greg and I loaded up our camera gear and headed out to Leonard, North Dakota. Population roughly 200 people. We were heading out to the middle of nowhere. We got hit with a tornado warning immediately when we left the house. And I always say, if I'm gonna get caught in a natural disaster, I wanna be as far away from safety as I can possibly be. We made it out to the spot, which was actually at one of the organizers' farms. They had a whole setup out in a shed on his property with, it was actually really cool. A couple of things I noticed right away were the retro NES OBS setup, this thing had to have been calling to the guys like the Green Goblin mask.
Come on, boys. Play me.
It was only a matter of time before they were getting after it. All right. As I looked around, I also noticed that they had a bunch of mannequins dressed up in the themes of previous years. All of the events are based around a central theme. So there was like a circus one. The last one they did was the Masters Golf Tournament. And I'm not sure what this robe one was for, but it looks like fun. It was revealed to us when we arrived that this year's event was going to be Mort on the Moon. Space theme. There's a lot you can do with that. I'm actually into that. And you may be wondering, why would a retro gaming tournament need to have a theme? Is the game not the theme? And to that, I would have to remind you, this is not a tournament. This is an experience. Something I want to stress is that with these guys, they go above and beyond with everything that they do. And that'll become more and more obvious as time progresses here. Here's the keg, kind of the MVP of the weekend. Everywhere you look, you're going to see imagery of this guy in a pink and green outfit. And that is the Grand Conjurer. There's a lot of lore behind the Grand Conjurer. He's present at every single Burning Mort. He's kind of the MC of the event, and pretty much anything that he says goes. They take his word as gospel. As the DJ was getting everything set up, all of the guys that were competing started to slowly trickle in, and this was when I learned that there were people flying in literally from across the country to be in Leonard, North Dakota for a Tecmo tournament, a Tecmo experience in the middle of a cornfield. Some of these guys were in the NFL Films documentary 15 years ago, and they're still going strong. This man's name is Josh, and he's literally one of the brothers who created the Tecmo Madison tournament, like the one that is the most important tournament. These fellas can't get enough of this game. Everyone was just kind of hanging out, but when the sun went down, that was when the real festivities started, and they announced all of the teams for this year's event. Each team was made up of 4 members. They had a commander, they had a pilot, a mission specialist, and a payload specialist. We're already diving into the theme head first. I love a theme, I really do. Every competitor was given their own custom spacesuit, and each team had a special patch that was made specifically for them based on the space shuttle that they were named after. I was looking at some of the names and I was like, are these maybe bad luck?
Columbia! Oh, no! Too soon!
I would not want to be on one of the teams named after an exploding space shuttle. So anyway, with that, the stage was set for this year's Burning Mort, a very successful opening ceremony, if not a little strange. We're having fun, everybody's in a great mood, and this kind of gave us a little taste of what we could expect the following day. And I was genuinely impressed with like the amount of detail and care that had gone into everything so far. It might not look like much from an outsider's perspective, especially if you're used to going to like big conventions or whatever. But between the costumes and the decor and the custom personalized gifts that everybody was given, for something that was put together by just a few guys, this was looking to be a pretty exciting weekend. As I was wandering around kind of grabbing footage, I would hear the guys reminiscing about past Burning Morts, and some of the things they were saying, I was like, what am I getting myself into? And why did they let me bring a camera? Again, I'm basically coming into this blind. I don't really know anything about this game. I don't know pretty much any of these guys. I know about as much as you probably do. You and I are in the same boat right now. Things continued late into the night. People were drinking, they were singing karaoke. Guys did end up giving into the Green Goblin mask and they were playing Tecmo. The fellas didn't turn in until like 3 in the morning, but when they awoke the next day, it was finally time for 2026 Burning Mort. We thought it was bad on Friday when we punched in our directions and immediately got hit with a tornado warning, but what was even more stressful was on Saturday, they just sent us coordinates, not an address, literally just latitude and longitude coordinates.
Is it like exact coordinates?
I don't know. Oh boy. We're gonna be in trouble. We basically had no idea how to get where we were going. Honestly, we just kind of vibed it out. We let the spirit of the conjurer guide us, and it took us exactly where we needed to go.
Well, there's no turn.
There's only one way to go.
Did you get to stay on roads the whole time?
No, God. So we pulled up to this cornfield and there were some tire tracks just kind of leading us into the abyss. Not a road, just tire tracks that disappeared into the distance. So we threw my Jeep into mud mode and started praying for the best. Yesterday, when we were asking about how to get here, the Grand Conjurer asked us, is your vehicle trail rated? Here's an aerial shot from a few years back, just so you kind of know what we're working with here. In case you doubted me when I said that we were literally in the middle of a cornfield, I was not exaggerating. Greg and I were the last ones to arrive, and the first thing we saw when we got there was a few of the guys battling a hornet's nest. Those little buggers had set up shop right on top of where everybody was supposed to be playing the game later. It's just the worst possible spot. Honestly, shout out to Beef for taking care of that. Dude is a hero.
Right at us.
The whole space was decked out with really cool stuff. There was a giant space shuttle scoreboard and a Grand Conjurer mask thing. There was a big Burning Mort flagpole and a 20-foot tall rocket ship. I mean, they really went all out for this thing. There were nice little details everywhere you looked. I really liked it. But arguably the most important area was that aforementioned game tent where the Hornets were. They had a handful of NESs hooked up to old CRT TVs. This is so cool. I love this. Honestly, I could once again hear those things calling our name. Okay, I can't believe we're this deep into the video and no actual games have been played yet. I promise we are so close. First, we just have, yet again, one final opening ceremony.
We shall send to the moon 24,000 miles away on a giant rocket more than 300 feet tall. But why? Some say the moon. Why choose this as our goal? And they may as well ask, why climb the highest mountain? We choose to go to the moon. We choose to go to the moon with Warren Moon at Burning Mort and do the other things not because they are easy, but because they are hard. Therefore, as we set sail, we ask God's blessing on the most hazardous and dangerous and greatest adventure that man has ever known. Welcome, gentlemen, to Mort on the Moon. Yeah. Let Burning Mort begin!
All right. Burning Mort. These guys love pomp. And they adore circumstance, let me tell you what. This here is Bongo Man. He plays the drums at every Burning Mort. Everybody gets really into it.
You can tell a lot of us did karaoke last night.
Yeah.
Now would probably be a good time to mention that the Grand Conjurer is my cousin Andrew. You've seen him on my channel before, kind of a blink and you'll miss it kind of thing, but he's been around. Greg jokingly said on our podcast one time that we should do a draft of our favorite family members.
You guys are my favorite humans on the earth. I've always told you that. I just watch you and
Rank
I just
us.
smiled.
Yeah, you say let's do a blind draft here.
Rank us.
Today we're going to be drafting favorite family members.
If we did that, there is no doubt in my mind Andrew would be a first-round pick. So all the players traded in their astronaut gear for some matching team shorts. A little more comfortable as it was extremely hot this day.
Yeah, new gear. I hope it's warmer.
And the games finally began. The tournament lasts for 8 total rounds, and of course this whole thing is based around Tecmo, but each of the rounds has some strange challenge that everybody has to kind of compete in. Round 1 was pretty straightforward. It was just seeing which team could complete 4 quarters of football the fastest, complete a full game of Tecmo.
This is a race.
This is a race. So you want the least amount of time.
It's a space race.
There was a minor twist, though.
This round will be played fully on inversion table.
Oh no!
Is it torture? No. It's Burning Mort. Neil is one of the guys who's in charge, and he said that they specifically did this round first because people hadn't really been drinking yet, which is pretty smart. This round genuinely looked like it sucked. I can't even imagine. I'm so glad I didn't test this out myself. I was just there at a safe distance with my camera, thank goodness. It was total chaos. Cords were getting yanked. Consoles were hitting the dirt. Just brutal stuff all around. But they powered through. You were only allowed to actually play the game while you were upside down on the inversion table. And everybody is so dang competitive that they refused to flip upright until their quarter was over. Each member of the team had to play through a full quarter. And they were just upside down for so long. These guys are insane. Oh, there was also a rule that if during halftime of your game, this image popped up, you would get 60 seconds subtracted from your time.
We got panty shot! Panty shot!
They got the panty shot.
We got panty shot!
A little Mario Party RNG? I love this, dude. This makes it so much fun. Team Atlantis came out of this one with the best overall time, and Team Endeavor finished in last place.
Scoring 3 points with the help of a panty shot. Discovery.
Yes.
Things are really heating up out here. Literally, it was very hot. We were out sweating with the boys, just in the woods playing video games. God bless America. The goal of the whole tournament is to get Mort to the moon. So every team had their own little space shuttle, and then when they would complete games, depending on how many points they scored, they would move up the pegboard.
That's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Each
So on.
5?
Yes.
5.
6.
What about 7?
Also 7.
And the team that finishes the day highest up on the board will be crowned the champions of Burning Mort. Round Round 2 was an interesting change of pace already because it was a combination of testing a team's grip strength and how fast they could tap a button. We're already deviating from Tecmo a little bit, but again, it's not a Tecmo tournament, it's a Tecmo experience. So every member of your team would test the grip strength of your left hand and your right hand, and then they would add those up, and then you would do this game where you're tapping a button and seeing who could get the most taps in a certain amount of time. Then you add all of those up, and that determines the winner of this round. This, predictably, was one of the most competitive things of the entire day. It's just raw physical ability. All right, pure athletic talent on full display. They're gamer maxing, they're peacocking. If you get a group of dudes together, they are going to do stuff like this naturally. You don't even have to tell them. They'll just do it.
Whoa, let's f***ing go. You're built for this.
In one of the videos I made in the past, I was talking about this show Physical 100, and a group of guys just like in between competitions set up this game where they were seeing who could jump the highest. They didn't have to do this. It had no effect on the game, but they did have to do it. It's in our blood. I've never actually played Tecmo Super Bowl, but I did play a lot of Eats a Pizza from Mario Party 3 when I was a kid, so I thought I'd be pretty good at this tapping game. Here we go.
And go.
It's 3 times what you would normally do.
Good run.
Instead of 1 second.
Yeah, not to brag, I had the best score of the whole day. I mean, come on, guys. Was there ever any doubt that I would have the best tap score of the day? Come on.
We're just cooking fools.
Yeah.
On the sideline, who cares?
Anyway, congrats to Columbia for absolutely running away with this round. Talk about pure athletic ability, guys. Come on.
Hey, Bongo Man! Ooh, hit that shit! Oh, wow! I get it now.
Round 3 was very specific. They had to see who could get the most all-purpose yards with one specific player, and that player was Warren Moon. So over the course of a whole game, whichever team had the most passing yards plus rushing yards with this one specific player, they would win. And I know what everybody's wondering, no, the panty shot does not come into play in this round. This is the type of thing that Greg and I would do all the time when we were younger. We'd play NFL Street 2, and we'd do a pickup game, and we'd have to like play with all linebackers or all quarterbacks and then see who could win. So this hyped me up, to say the least. Team Challenger and Team Columbia kind of smoked this round. They did the best job of like manipulating the game to maximize their scoring. Like they would get a kickoff and then run it back to the 1 yard line so they had a full 99 yards to potentially score more points, get more yards. A lot of brain power going on. Even if it doesn't always look like it. These guys are scheming, they're planning, they're gamer maxing, they're peacocking. Another one of the main guys who like sets this whole thing up, Joey, he had created this entire like radio station that was playing throughout the day, just kind of in the background, and it was playing through like a ton of outer space themed music, and then he had made this radio show as well with like interviews and reporting that was going all day, like talking about Mort getting to the moon. And he never even drew attention to it. This thing was just playing in the background the entire day, and he never was like, hey guys, listen to this. It just was there. It's so funny to me. Okay, round 4. This one's pretty standard. It's just team versus team. But the catch is that there's a mechanic in the game where if the defense guesses which play the offense is going to run before they run it, then the offense would lose that play going forward.
Transmission sabotage!
So like if you ran a halfback toss and the defense predicted that before you guys ran the play, then you wouldn't be able to run halfback toss anymore unless your team chugged a beer. Then you would be able to get that play back.
Half a solo cup of beer in a social. You may remove the sticky. A full cup.
The gamification was on full display in this one, and I'll tell you what, these guys have been, having a lot of fun all day. The camaraderie has been very high, but this was the first time I saw people like truly lock in.
Down. He's out. He's up, down, right touchdown. Fucking legs fast. Up, down. Look at the year.
This was also about when the live band showed up. There was a live band that played for like 5 hours. They were very chill, just kind of went about business as usual. Didn't seem like this was weird to them at all. Just a reminder, this is where we are currently. After this round was over, Columbia is in first place and Challenger is sitting in last.
After a tough start, fitting name of challenge.
Now, I don't know if you're a history buff, but these are the 2 space missions that ended in tragedy, and they're sitting on either end of the spectrum. I mean, you can't script this stuff, folks.
This might be one of his best performances ever.
At this point, the sun had started to go down, and as we all know, when the sun goes down, the moon comes out, baby. This was very exciting. I got to be this close to the moon. It's kind of like seeing a celebrity, He left this costume on for the rest of the night. He never took it off. He had to replace his batteries multiple times. The commitment to the bit with all of these dudes is just like, it's commendable. I respect it.
Wow!
Rounds 5 and 6 were very similar. They had it set up where you would have 2 players from your team. One guy was controlling the movement, and the other guy was controlling the buttons. In both rounds, you could only score touchdowns with a specific player, so a little bit more gamification. I really quickly actually want to go back and talk about the band for a second. I feel like I scrubbed past that too quickly. This is a local group named Tailspin, and apparently years ago, they played their first ever paid gig at Burning Mort, and now they're just a staple. Every time they come back and they play for these guys, and the whole crew absolutely adores them. It's just like, you would think the Beatles came pulling up when these guys rolled in. It was pretty cool because the organizers made like special tour t-shirts specifically for Tailspin, like based around Burning Mort stuff. Just another layer to the madness. These guys go so far above and beyond with everything they do. The winner of that timed round beat out the second place team by only 0.02 of a second.
He's going all the way.
Mosquitoes out.
Yeah! We're done. We're done. D-O-N-E, motherfuckers, Grogan.
This is electric. Get this on ESPN immediately.
Discovery 18.30, Columbia 18.28.
200ths of a second.
200ths of a second.
Discover these nuts.
Okay, we are in round 7 now, and this is the final round before the championship round. Things are tight. Only a couple of points separate the top few teams, so it's really anybody's game still.
Discover these nuts.
This next one was the biggest reveal of the day. It was so exciting to be there for this. Ever since Greg and I showed up, we noticed that there was this tent that nobody was really using or acknowledging. It was just kind of sitting there. Nobody ever went in and out of it. I kind of figured it was maybe just being used for storage or something. I didn't think much of it until round 7.
Round 7, I think.
Oh, wow!
That was the best round so far. That was the best round. It was the best round.
You are being blessed with a gift, the likes of which Tecmo has never seen.
Oh my God.
8-man Tecmo!
8-man Tecmo.
What?
Joey had rigged up these tables to be like massive controllers.
That's not real. That can't be real. The science doesn't hold up. The science isn't proven.
He wired it all up with like buttons and lights and then got it hooked up to this computer so that all 4 members of the team could play at the same time. Like one person controlled up and down, one controlled left and right, and then the other guys controlled the buttons. It's just another example of seeing like how much they love doing this event because they're not getting anything out of this. Like there's no money to be made with this, you know? There's no notoriety. They've been doing this for a decade. Nobody knows about it. They just do it for the love of the game, and I respect that so much. It's so fun to see these guys in action. They played this round kind of like a round-robin bracket-style tournament, and they scored points that way. This was a lot of fun to watch. Everybody was really getting involved. We were, packed around the table. The band was going nuts in the background. Like, things were really starting to build towards, like, the grand finale.
With a -7 differential, Discovery.
Discover these nuts.
Haven't heard that one yet.
And with that, once this round was all said and done, we finally have our top 2 teams that will be competing in the championship round.
Stumbled upon this.
Yeah, if you came out here and you happened to find this, you'd be terrified.
Your 2026 Burning Mort championship round is
Columbia versus Discovery!
So this championship round is played once again on those table-sized controllers, and it's team versus team.
We will be playing Little League World Series.
Apparently every single year the championship round has absolutely nothing to do with Tecmo. That is objectively hilarious. When they were crowning last year's winner, he mentioned that he had never even played the game that they had to do in the championship round. And again, it's very important to remember this is not a Tecmo tournament. This is a Tecmo experience. Unfortunately, Bongo Man had to leave a little bit early, and he'd been keeping us hyped all day. But we were lucky because Beef stepped in and took his spot.
Hey, Beef Juice! Yes? Hit it! Yeah. Yes! Oh!
Couldn't tell the difference at all.
If you ordered Bongo Man on Wish.
Timu Bongo, man.
This final game actually took a long time to get through. It was a brutal battle, a lot of blows back and forth. Great plays made by every player on every team. Everybody was absolutely locked in, playing their best, but in the end, one team walked away with a shutout victory. An absolutely phenomenal showing from the one, the only, Team Discovery. Discovery was led to victory by their fearless commander, DT, who flew in from Seattle to be here.
Bringing it home. PN Dub bringing it home. Bringing it home to Seattle. Sorry.
Nobody deserved it more than this guy. He traveled from across the dang country. He was the only one properly dressed at the opening ceremonies. He grinded out some practice rounds when everybody else was binge drinking. He got down in the dirt and held his console safely on the table so his team wouldn't fling it to the ground. The dude is a hero. He really came through MVP type stuff. He helped put Mort on the moon. I salute you and the entire Discovery team, sir. Guys, I know this is going to come as a surprise, but there is one final ceremony.
Against all odds, we made it to the moon.
I want to point out this giant rocket ship that had like a drawbridge that came down. That was built by this fella Tucker in his driveway with the help of his kids. It takes a village. It really does. And that's with most things, but especially with Burning Mort. So they gave out a few awards. One of them was Rookie of the Year. That went to the guy who, this was his first tournament he's ever been to. I'm sorry, not tournament, experience. Lance, congratulations Lance on being Rookie of the Year. The next award was for the Conjurer's Pet. This is one that Andrew specifically gives out to the person that treated him the best that day. And they just wait on him hand and foot. They've been bringing him drinks and snacks the entire time we were there. They genuinely treat the Grand Conjurer like a king. As they should, I guess. He is an omnipotent being that makes the event happen. So, highly coveted award. That one went to PCB this year. Congratulations, PCB. You were an absolute joy. Maybe the highest energy guy there. Definitely the highest energy guy there. And then, of course, the moment we've all been waiting for, the crowning of our champions, Team Discovery. Congratulations to all involved. This was awesome. It was such a fun thing to be a part of. I can't remember the last time I was this many miles away from a woman. This whole thing was unlike anything I've ever done before. So, again, thanks for letting me come and document it. Neil, I'll send you all of the footage that I can't use. Burning Mort has become this well-known, but still like mysterious thing in the Tecmo community. There are forums filled with people who are excited to finally make it out someday. People talk about this thing that happened in Leonard, North Dakota, with a few dozen guys just out tapping a keg in a cornfield. I love it. It's right up my alley. It's the type of thing that I enjoy. And the man, the myth, the legend himself, Mort, has actually attended Burning Mort in the past. He came out and experienced it with his brother Lou years ago. The guys, Neil and Joey, and them, they told me that the event wasn't really Mort's speed. He's more of a traditional gamer, and this event is not that. But his brother Lou absolutely loved going, and he would have attended it every year if he could. Lou passed away unexpectedly in 2022, and it really rocked the Tecmo community. He was such a beloved person in this whole space. Everybody at Burning Mort genuinely loved Lou. Every year since his passing, they've taken time to honor him and cheers to him, and I think that's really special. It's a way to kind of his spirit lives on through this. As silly as the whole event is, there is something kind of nice about that. Unfortunately, Mort has kind of stepped away from Tecmo altogether for, a lot of reasons, and that's totally understandable. But before every Burning Mort, Joey gives him a call, checks in with him, and Mort enthusiastically gives them permission to use his name for the event as a way to honor his brother Lou. So, strugglers, we'll raise a glass, a cheers to Lou. You were so clearly very loved, and you are dearly missed by everybody. Doing something this intricate is such a flex in a way. What an incredible exercise in free will. You can just do cool shit. I'm so jealous of this friend group because they literally just do this for themselves. They spend so much money to make it happen. Guys fly in from all across the country to spend 2 days in a cornfield. They're playing a 35-year-old video game with the boys in the dirt. This is what it's all about. They built a giant rocket with a drawbridge. There were multiple lawyers here. More than one of these guys is a lawyer. Greg and I being there with cameras changed absolutely nothing. They were gonna do all of this regardless. Honestly, me recording everything made it less weird. Like it gave them a reason to do all of this. But you don't need a reason to do fun shit. And I guess I'm relearning that in my adulthood. My friends and I used to do this thing where we would have a Super Smash Brothers bracket and we would have all of the characters, ranked out, and then we would just run computer simulations 1v1 and do it like March Madness style. Everybody had a bracket. There were dozens of us involved. We'd be there like watching it like it was a real thing, like it wasn't just computers fighting Smash Bros style. Do you know how hype it is when Kirby puts them in a pot? It's electric. The last time we did it was like a decade ago. And I mean, not to toot my own horn, but I did win the tournament. I did. So I've really missed doing just dumb, weird, fun stuff like this. There is such a lack of in-person community right now. And it's not just for me. I mean, everybody is kind of dealing with that. A lot of people feel like they don't have anywhere to turn for that sort of like interaction. And I agree, it's like super hard to find that. They call it like what, the death of third spaces, something like that. But I promise you guys, if you look hard enough for it, you can find your Burning Mort. Seek out other people that share interests with you. If there's guys that are doing this, there's something that you will enjoy. Sometimes you'll do yoga in the park, other times you'll dress up and hit the nearest Renaissance fair, and sometimes, if you're really lucky, you'll go to the moon.
If you believe they put a mort on the moon, mort on the moon, and if you believe there's nothing up your sleeve, nothing is cool. Can you believe they put a mort on the moon, mort on the moon? And if you believe there's nothing up his sleeve, then nothing is cool. Can you believe they put a mort on the moon, mort on the moon? And if you believe there's nothing up his sleeve, and nothing is cool.
There's a creature in here. I can hear it. I can hear it moving around. Is it the Slender Man? Is it the Grand Conjurer?